the thing is, God doesn't wish for any couple to get divorced. It's just that the society that we live in, okay, the law does not force two people to stay together if they cannot agree. And that's the law. First and foremost, we have three kinds of marriage under our laws. We have the customary marriage, we have the Islamic marriage, we have the marriage under the status. Under the statute, that's what people call court marriage. Yeah. Yep. In customary marriage, of course, you know that is the coming together of the families of both. Yeah. Islamic marriage is purely for Muslims. Customary, a Christian can do customary marriage. A Muslim can also do that. An idol worshiper or any other religion can do customary marriage. It's marriage based on the customs and traditions of the community where the couples come from. Islamic is purely for Muslims. Why marriage under the statute that's called marriage. Yeah, it's when the couples go to a local government marriage registry, okay, to actually do their marriage. So that's number one. Number two, back to divorce. Under customary law, okay, once a man or a woman wants to initiate a divorce, okay, it is customary, okay, that okay. So I think that's the way to actually divorce, and we have our various customary courts who also mediate on divorce cases. Islamic law have their own modus operandi of getting divorced, couples getting divorced and all that. Yeah, but marriage under the statutes, okay, the law is that you have to go to the High Court of Justice of any state. For the purpose of divorce, there's only one High Court in the whole of Nigeria. So a couple can get married in Ogun State and go to Kano State to do their divorce. It all depends on their convenience. It all depends on their convenience. Okay, so the High Court, any High Court in the country, for the purpose of divorce, there's only one High Court. There's only one High Court of Nigeria. Okay, but then, for the purpose of convenience, the distance too will matter. Yeah. So, under marriage by statute, okay, the parties will have to prove 5 grounds. Okay, but the major ground is the marriage has broken down, okay, beyond reconciliation. Let me make it that simple. If the marriage has broken down, if one party can prove, or if both parties can prove that the marriage has broken down beyond reconciliation, okay, the court will grant divorce. Under court marriage in quote, because Nigerians who are laymen understand it as court marriage. Under court marriage, the parties cannot divorce by consent. Yes, I want to divorce, you as a wife want to divorce, let's go to court and tell them that I want to divorce. No, the parties cannot divorce by consent. Okay, you must prove why and the reasons why the court should grant divorce. And majorly, the parties must have lived apart by a margin of 2 years or 3 years or so. If a party is bringing a divorce in a year or less than a year of a marriage, okay, you have to seek the leave of court. But I don't want to bother you guys on the legal process of that. Yeah, but the thing is, the divorce process in court marriage takes some time, takes a procedure. The parties will actually have to prove that the marriage has broken down beyond reconciliation. There has to be provision for the children of the marriage, because the law is concerned about the welfare of the children of the marriage. The law is concerned about it. Yeah. And in fact, the lawyer for the petitioner, okay, because there's a petitioner, the person who brings the divorce case to court, and there's a respondent, the person who the divorce case is served on. So the petitioner can either be the husband or the wife. Okay. Now, the lawyer for the petitioner first, okay, have to be opposed to a certificate of reconciliation. Okay, that efforts was made by him to try to see if both parties can reconcile and all that. So that's just the summary of how the divorce process in Nigeria is.
So how is it different? Is it anyway different from how it is in the West, or?
Actually, the Marriage Act and the matrimonial causes and rules, okay, was actually adopted from England. Okay, so it's almost similar. It's almost similar. It's almost similar. Over there in the UK or in England, okay, I think parties can bring divorce for domestic abuse. Here is domestic violence, over there is domestic abuse. Domestic violence here is physical. Okay, once one party gets physical with the other party, okay, it's called domestic violence. But over there, their law understands that violence can either be physical or verbal. Okay, so it makes it domestic abuse. Yeah, so a man may not touch you, a woman may not touch you, but the words of their mouth may injure you, may injure your ego as a man, may injure your emotions as a woman. Okay, so I think that word was altered to read instead of domestic violence, which would mean the assault on the person is physical. That to make it domestic abuse, which could either be verbal or physical.
Okay. You said earlier that there's only one court in Nigeria for issue of divorce. Do you mean just the High Court or a particular court in one location where all divorce cases are heard?
Now, at the beginning, I said there are three kinds of marriage. There's customary marriage or traditional marriage, or whatever you call it. There's Islamic marriage, and there's marriage under the statutes. Okay, under the customary marriage, okay, normally it is customary, okay, that the family of the man, that the family of the man who wants to divorce goes to the family of the woman to seek for a return of the bride price. It is customary. Okay, we also have customary courts for that too. But when it has to do with marriage under the statutes, which is what people call court wedding. Okay, it is the High Court of Justice, not the Federal High Court, not the Appeal Court, the High Court at first instance. Okay, that has jurisdiction over any matter of divorce in a court wedding or marriage under a statute.
Okay, now I understand you.
Yeah.
It could be at any state, but it has to be an High Court.
It could be at any state. In fact, parties could marry in Oyo State and seek for a divorce in Jigawa State High Court. It depends on the convenience of both parties.
Okay, now we get it clear. Hey, you agree with me that nowadays we hear this saying in the streets, guys, if you want to get married, don't go to court. And women will always want to drag you to court. Why is that?
Now, there's what we call the crime of bigamy. The crime of bigamy. Bigamy is only in respect of a marriage under the statutes. Under the statute, popularly called court marriage. Now, once a person marries a woman via court wedding or court marriage, okay, the law intends the marriage to be a monogamous marriage. That means the man cannot go and marry another woman without lawfully divorcing the woman he has married or on grounds of death. And the woman cannot go and marry another man without lawfully divorcing the man she has been, she's married to under the statute. Okay, if the man does that, it is called bigamy. Bigamy. Now, there's a belief that Africa as a whole is polygamous in nature. Okay, and some men believe that that one wife or one woman is not enough for them. Okay, so that is why it is often advised that if you know you want to be a polygamist, it's better you don't actually do a marriage that binds you to only one partner. And that's number one. Number two, under a marriage under the statutes, okay, the law sees the man and the woman as one in various circumstances. The law sees the man and the woman as one in various circumstances. And number three, the process of divorce in a court marriage in quote is cumbersome. It's cumbersome. It's very, very cumbersome because you'd have to serve the other party, which is the woman or the man, has a right of response. Okay, and even when judgment is given, Okay, the judgment takes three months to be declared absolute. So when the judgment in the divorce case in the High Court is given, it is called a decree nisi. A decree nisi.
Well, I think if I understand the street clearly, the reason men are advising themselves not to go to the registry, and the reason women want men to go to the registry has to do with alimony during divorce. I don't know if it's applicable to
Of course, it is
customary
applicable.
and Islamic wedding as
Of
well.
course, of course, of course, it is. It is. However, you cannot marry a woman in a marriage under the statute and think of going to marry a second wife. Okay, the first wife can bring a complaint against you with the police. It's a crime. It's called the crime of bigamy, and by our laws, it's 7 years imprisonment.